I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. And this is our Wednesday night sports edition. That's right, our Wednesday night sports edition. And I'm happy to be here. How y'all doing today? Been a good week in sports this past week. And I'm happy to be here. Let's talk sports tonight. Let's get right into it. If this is your first time coming to Coffee Talk Podcast, we are a cultural variety podcast show. So if you know anything about variety, then you're going to get something different 3 times a week because we're giving flavor to the culture. So that's why we got to give a little bit here, give it a little bit there, give a little bit there to everybody that we love and care for. You know what I'm saying? But this is Coffee Talk Podcast. As I stated, this is the cultural variety podcast show. And tonight we're going to talk sports, man. We're going to talk about that last fight that just passed between SAUL CANELO Alvarez. Try saying that real fast, the tongue twister. Canelo Alvarez. Only get tongue twisted when I say Saul. Well, y'all get tongue twisted too. But it's Saul Canelo Alvarez in the JERMELL CHARLO fight. So we're going to definitely talk about that. And then we got an NBA question, a question that I seen or heard on Gilbert Arenas podcast. Big shouts out to Gilbert Arenas and his podcast show called Gil's Arena. It's an NBA question on, and let me slow down. You will get it when I give it to you. Hey, well, I'm just excited, Today's October 4th. Let's start there. Today's October 4th. It is Wednesday. And what are you doing today? How was your day? Can we start there? Is that cool? Yeah, how was y'all's day today? How are y'all's children doing in sports right now? I know a lot of kids playing Pee Wee League. Some of our closest relatives is playing college sports and stuff like that. How's everyone doing? I got a nephew coaching down in Texas, basketball. So, all the kids throughout the nation, man, are involved in their sports right now. I know some of you parents are losing yourselves trying to make it to practices and games and so forth. But I do want to say, you parents, I appreciate it. No doubt. Especially you single mothers that have two kids playing on the team, and one team is playing at 6, the other team's playing at 7. Hey, I get it. I understand. I do understand. No doubt. All right. So if this is your first time tuning into the show, Coffee Talk Podcast, we never start the show without giving you its flavor as well as its wise words. That's how we do it here. We never let you come and sip on our coffee, pause, without us giving you a little bit of flavor, a little bit of wise words here at Coffee Talk Podcast, because we are here for the culture. You already know that. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Today's flavor is a smoothie. That's right. Today's flavor is a smoothie. What type of smoothie, Saba? Well, today's smoothie is a chocolate banana smoothie. Don't that sound nice? A chocolate banana smoothie. Why? Because of the taste. It tastes like a milkshake with a nice chill to it. It also has 8 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. And it's a very healthy snack, especially if you're trying to weed your kids or yourself off of fructose syrup or candy or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, whatever milk you decide to use, in this smoothie. It's your choice, but I like to use some oat milk or some almond milk. That's definitely healthy for you. But today's flavor, again, is a chocolate banana smoothie. I know if you're new to the show, you're like, what is he talking about flavor? Well, flavor is what we give. We're a coffee podcast. So we got to give you something to sip on, keep the body warm, to keep that intellectual transmission going. You know what I mean? Well, y'all, I'm talking to the new people, and we thank them for tuning in. But yo, we give you the flavor. So whatever you're sipping on, whether that be water, wine, a smoothie, a latte, hot chocolate, a coffee, whatever you're sipping on, just make sure you're enjoying yourself. You know what I mean? Come on in, kick your feet up, and welcome to our humble home here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so that's today's flavor. Again, it's chocolate banana smoothie. Y'all know how to do it. Grab your blender, grab some ice, grab whatever milk you're going to get, grab some powdered cocoa, whatever you're going to do. Get you some bananas, throw that all in the blender, chop, 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 chop. We all good there. Make your pours, blah, blah, blah. Grab you some of that whipped cream, blam, blam, blam. And there you go, a chocolate banana smoothie. And that's today's flavor on Coffee Talk Podcast. Next up is wise words. That's right. We never start a show without giving you the wise words. We always is here to provide the wise words of our ancestors, our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our scientists, our poets, our athletes, our parents, our elders. You get it. That's what we give you. Flavor. Coffee Talk Podcast. So today's wise words is from a gentleman that I would like to say is represented not only globally, but he's, we giving him this shout out tonight because he's representing my hometown, the Twin Cities. And we've quoted some of his wise words in the past. That's how much this man has been an inspiration through the whole world. As soon as y'all find out who I'm about to introduce. But we have used some of his quotes in the past, and so we're going to go ahead and use another quote tonight for Wise Words Night. And this gentleman, again, he's not from my hometown, but he attended one of the colleges here called McAllister College. This gentleman was born April 8th, 1938, and he went to the Essence August 18th, 2018. He was also, some of his nonprofit charitable work also includes Chancellor of the University of Ghana. He was the 7th Secretarial General of the United Nations. Who am I speaking of? No one other than Kofi Annan. Kofi Annan. Kofi Annan said this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kofi Annan's wise words is this. Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society and in every family. Those are the wise words of Kofi Annan. You see how we do it here. We give you the flavor. No doubt. We give you the flavor right here. This is for the culture, baby. This is all new news media. We don't care about old media. We don't do no sucker shit. We don't do no ignorant stuff. We just give you the flavor. Something that your children can watch. I apologize for those cuss words on Sports Night that I just used. But something your children can watch. You can watch. Your wife, your husband, your grandparents, your in-laws, your mother, your father. Friendly people coming in town that enjoy podcast shows more than they do TV shows. You know what I mean? Come by. Make yourself at home. And again, you could be sipping on whatever you want to sip on. Some water, some wine, a smoothie, a latte, a cappuccino. But come get some of this love. Come get some of this culture. Come get some of this flavor here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the show. I didn't put this in the headline, but I do want to spend a few seconds on it. De La Soya, or I'm sorry, Oscar De La Hoya. Sorry, hope we get that edited out of there. You know what I mean? But Oscar De La Hoya, CEO, president of Golden Boy Productions, boxing great, Hall of Famer, legend in his own right, world renowned. Oscar De La Hoya announces that he's trying to put forth the fight Super Bowl weekend of Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. That's right, Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. I believe that fight will take place at 140 pounds. As you know, Ryan Garcia, he also goes by King Ryan Garcia. Just fought at 130, what was that, 130? 135, 135 weight class against Tank about what, 6 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago. And he lost that fight, took a body blow. Uh, but I'll say this on behalf of Ryan Garcia. You know, when I first started getting into Ryan Garcia, because I'm a big boxing fan, I'm a boxing historian. You know, Ryan Garcia has that following. He has that social media following. He, to me, wasn't really fighting nobody. But what I can say about Ryan Garcia, and maybe I just got this thought because of the way he looks. You know what I mean? He looks like one of those pop stars from the 80s, you know, on those one of those magazine joints or whatever. Maybe I'm aging myself right now. You know, the little nice Ken and Barbie haircut style. You know what I mean? He was just too neat. Too neat. But anyway, Ryan Garcia has been consistent in his fights, though. So I will say that. Whether we're saying he's fighting anybody, he has been consistent. Yo, he fought Tank, so that's somebody. You know what I mean? But anyway, Oscar De La Hoya is in talks with people about having the December. Is that December? I know no, Super Bowl weekend is January. With Ryan Garcia to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, the last time we saw you, he had fought and won some fight. Again, I don't even remember who he fought. It was a bullshit fight. But when he was back at 135, he had lost to Cambosis, Cambosis Jr. And so we didn't see him for a while. And then, you know, he started to second guess his talents, his career. Where was it headed? And then Teofimo just decided to move up. So he moved up to the 140, and now he's a champion at 140. Um, the other champion at 140 is Regis Prograde, who's going to be fighting Devin Haney around December 9th. So look out for that fight. But yeah, so what is your thoughts, y'all? Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on a possible fight of Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez. That's going to be at 140 pounds. I don't know. I want to say Ryan might be taller than Teofimo, but I didn't look up none of their stats tonight. I know I was only going to spend a few seconds on this or whatever. It's probably about a minute, but I just didn't look up their stats for this. But let me know who you're going to go with. Are you going to go with Teofimo? His last performance was, you know, I think he fought that Englishman dude. Yeah, European dude. I forgot his name. Jeff something, Joe something, you know. Let me know who his last opponent was. Leave that in the comments. And while you're there, hit the like button. Share, share, share. Call your friends, your girlfriends, your homeboys, whatever. Hey, Coffee Talk Podcast on right now. You know that one show, man. You know what that one show? He called himself Mashuma. Mashuma. Well, anyway, that's his show. Right. You know, I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time. It's funny. You know. Yeah, but let me know who you going with, man. Are you going with Teofimo Lopez or are you going with Ryan Garcia? Leave that in the comments. Let me know why you're going with them. I love talking to boxing heads, you know, because then we can go back and forth and just really reflect on who's gonna win, what our opinions are, and they know what they're talking about. Man, that's a beautiful, fun conversation to have, man. When boxing fans are talking back and forth. All right, let's move right along. All right, so the next subject we're going to talk about is Carnelo Alvarez, as I had stated, Saul Carnelo Alvarez versus JERMELL CHARLO this past week from T-Mobile Arena. Let's go ahead and discuss that fight, man. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm gonna go ahead and dive right in. Canelo looked very strong, very strong. You can hear the punches coming through the TV of how hard he was hitting JERMELL CHARLO. Now, mind you, JERMELL CHARLO was moving up 2 weight classes, so he went up about 14 pounds. He went from what 154 one to 168. That's 14 pounds. Um, and me personally, I thought JERMELL was gonna fight a better fight. I was excited. I honestly am not that big of a Canelo fan, uh, but I do respect his game, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect who he fought. But again, it's the same situation as I had stated with Ryan Garcia. He has been consistent. You know, he's a heavyweight, or he's not a heavyweight, he's a super middleweight. Um, but he has been pretty consistent. He fights twice a year. So, I ain't gonna diss him on that part. I just felt like he's a paper champ. But how can I call him a paper champ now that he done fought Plant, who I thought was a decent opponent, even though he put Plant down? Uh Charlo, as far as name recognition, and Charlo, I ain't gonna take nothing from him. He's a great fighter as well. But hey, he fought like he was there to not get knocked out. He fought as if he was there to not win, but he didn't want to get knocked out either. Defensively, yeah, he was all right. He went down, what was that, the seventh or eighth? He took a knee, but he never can get his offense going. And by the later rounds, I'm sure his arms was hurting, man, because Canelo was swinging punches from pulling from way back. You know what I mean? He was pulling from way back, just pounding the arms and the body. You know, what's y'all's thoughts on Canelo, man? Do you feel like he's a true recognized champ in your opinion? You know what I mean? Because some people love him. Some people, some boxing um, Africanos, they they uh they like him, and it can waver. Some don't like him. Me, I remember how he got dog walked by Money Mayweather, who I rock with. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But I don't know, man. We gotta respect the fact that Carnelo is consistent. Though. Carnelo also stated after the fight, that he's back. He's back. He was like, nobody can beat this Carnelo. Nobody can beat this Carnelo. That's what he was saying. And it's funny to me because I love it. I love that he talks in the third power. A lot of champions of sports does that. And that's cool, man. That's just shit. That shit's funny. Sometimes I even love to do it. But you're talking in third party, kind of like what Rick Rose does. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I mean third party, you ever hear Rick Rose be talking about, yeah, cause see, to be the boss, you gotta be like Rose, cause Rose, he does it this way, but he's Rose. You know what I mean? So he's talking about himself in the third power. I just think that's funny is dope at the same time. You know what I mean? And so that's what Canelo is doing. Canelo's like, can nobody beat this Canelo? Canelo's back at 168. He in tip top shape. He hit hard as a Mack truck. Y'all better watch out for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that fight, man. Go ahead and leave the comments. Did you think Charlo was gonna win? Let me ask you this. When did you decide that, oh shit, it ain't looking too good for Charlo? You know what I mean? What round was that? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let me know. Also, who do you think that Saul Carnelo Alvarez should fight next? Should it be David Benavidez? Uh, should he take on that challenge with Terrence Crawford? He's saying, Terrence Crawford, why should I fight Terrence Crawford? I won't win anything. You guys will say I was too big. He's not on my hit list. These are the words of Canelo, man. And I gotta be honest with you. We saw how Jermell Charlo just moved up 14 pounds. He went from 154 to 168, right? Yeah, 168. He put on 14 pounds for the fight, and you saw how Canelo was just pinning him up against the corner, pop, 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 hitting him, just tearing up his size, body blow, the whole nine. Um, and you can see the difference. You definitely could see the difference. And me and my cousin was talking about it. He was like, "Man, look, this is why they make weight classes for a reason." And I totally agree. Canelo was just too big. He was the shorter man, but he was just too wide, too big, too strong. You know what I'm saying? Pause on all of that. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, Canelo was just the bigger fighter. So imagine Terrence Crawford going up 3 weight classes, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're going up 3 weight classes. So that's anywhere between 18 to 20 pounds that you would have to pack on. Are you the same fighter with that much weight? Are you giving up speed for power? You know, one of the things that I will testify and say is that Terrence Crawford knocks people out. We all know that about Terrence Crawford. But would the 20 pounds make him sluggish? What's your thoughts on that? Go ahead and leave your thoughts on who you think first, who you think wins that fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. Let me know what rounds you think that would be in. Do you think uh Canelo doesn't have anything to prove by fighting Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford is 35 years old. You know, he beat Errol Spence. They fight again in December as well. And I don't blame Terrence Crawford for taking on the big fights because the big fights is going to pay the most. You want to get as much money as you can before you retire. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that, on Terrence Crawford. Who do you think Terrence Crawford should fight? Should Canelo fight David Benavidez? But David Benavidez also has a big fight coming up. So in November against Andre. I forgot his first name, but he's a big super middleweight too now. You know, he used to just be on a different uh promotion team. I think it was a PBC maybe. But anyway, they're scheduled to fight. So let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that. Indeed. All right, so moving right along, we're gonna go ahead and I want to propose this question. All right. I want to propose this question. Leave your comments, but I want to propose this question. It's a basketball again. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, Wednesday night sports. So if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to our show. Make sure that you hit the like button, share, subscribe, so that you can get notifications of upcoming shows. You know what I mean? We love to be here for you, and we just don't want you to miss out on anything. We love to give you the flavor. You know what I'm talking about? But here's the question. It's an NBA question. I heard this question proposed on Gilbert's Arena's podcast called Gil's Arena. Check that out if you're ever watching his show. It appears on YouTube as well. It's a great basketball show, by the way. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite podcasts. So again, just supporting his show. But here's the question. As an NBA career, finishing up your career, reflecting back, would you take Robert Horry's 7 NBA championship rings and 54 million? Or would you rather have James Harden's 0 championship rings and $300 million? Now, there was a couple guests on his show. I can't think of their names quick enough to recite those to you. But I know Gilbert Arenas was opposite of the guest. Gilbert Arenas was like, I'm taking, fuck those rings. I'm taking 300 million. Other people was like, but that's not the heart of a winner. See, this basketball game is your whole life. It's your career. Wouldn't you want to go out with 7 championship rings and 54 million versus 0 rings as a career, not going out as a champion, so they say, and you have 300 million. Let me get the Jeopardy theme music, shall we? What would y'all do? At one time in my life when I really loved sports like that, and I was actively playing, a young kid from the ghetto, from the hoods, yeah, the hood created doctors, lawyers, scholars, and all that. But for the kids that did want to go to the NBA, wanted to go to D1 college and basketball and all that, that was the thing, man. You wanted to go into the league and dominate like the Kobe Bryants did right out of high school, the Kevin Garnett's, you know what I mean? Coming right out the league, dominating, and then you want to finish off your career as a Hall of Famer with rings and money. I get it. But just watching the transition of the world from politics to livelihoods to everything, how sports is involved and now it's starting to cater politics and you can't be you anymore and things like that. I honestly could say fuck those rings. I would. And that's no disrespect to the NBA, but that's just my honest opinion. I would say fuck those rings. Give me $300 million. This is generational wealth for me, my family, my family's family, my family's family, my family's 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 family, and my family's kids. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I'm just being real with you. Fuck them rings. Them rings don't identify me. You are a champion for making it from where you came from out the mud to generating $300 million, baby. Then you won. You actually won. Don't let nobody tell you different because you don't get to be in they groups and things like that. You be your own people, man. So that was the question there. Again, the question is, would you rather be Robert Horry with 7 rings and 54 million, or would you rather take James Harden's 0 rings? Am I saying that right? 0 rings and $300 million. So that's tonight's question, NBA question for our Coffee Talk podcast, Wednesday night sports edition. All right. Now, as we get ready to end our show tonight, again, we always giving you the flavor. We are hip hop. We are the culture. We are the #1 podcast throughout the land. You know what I'm saying? And you know we underground because we ain't giving y'all no negative stuff. You're not going to come here and see negative news. You're not going to come here and get a negative narrative. You're not going to come here and see people fighting and doing all that crazy shit just for a laugh. We ain't selling our people out like that. You know what I'm talking about? No, we uplifting our people here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We encourage reading. We encourage just being a safe haven and a safe place for those that may suffer from mental illnesses or whatnot. And we're also here as Men's Council, Women's Council. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. We are today's new news media, and we are here for you. Coffee Talk Podcast. Best believe that. Don't give me y'all no negative nothing. Go down the street and get that. You'll probably get a lot of money and all that by pumping that negative bullshit into our communities. But we ain't doing that here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We give you the flavor and the love, baby. The flavor and the love. All right. So here's the final question. And this is it. For my conscious heads. You know what I mean? Anybody that's up for the challenge. Leave the answer. I'll give you a week on this. All right. Let me write that down. We'll give you a week. We'll come back to this question next week. Let me write it down. It's on page. All right. So here we go. Here's the question. In 1861, in 1861, did Frederick Douglass consider colonizing African Americans in Haiti or the Dominican Republic? I'm going to say that again so we can get the question clear. In 1861, did Frederick Douglass consider colonizing African Americans in Haiti or the Dominican Republic? I'll give you the answer tonight. I don't think I can go a week. Tell you what I do just to have fun with this. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't want to just give it to you. You know, I like to make you work. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with a 30-second commercial break. We will reread the question and I'll give you the answer. That's right. You know I love you. I'll give you the answer tonight. Coffee Talk Podcast. Stay tuned. 30 seconds. Commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Hope you enjoyed your 30-second commercial break. I be using words I don't normally use. I don't like to use the word hope, but it is what it is. All right, so we are back. And I presented a question before we went to our 30-second commercial break. The 30-second commercial. I'm stumbling over my words. I do apologize. Listen. So the question was this. In 1861, did Frederick Douglass consider colonizing African Americans in Haiti or the Dominican Republic? The answer is Haiti. Douglass feared Lincoln would not aid in the abolition of slavery. So that's the answer to the question. I need to know a little bit more about the question because it does say in 1861 did Frederick Douglass consider colonizing. So the word colonizing is kind of throwing me for a little loop there. You know what I mean? Go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are. Leave that in the comments. Hit the like button. Share our show video. Let them know that the new news media where you can go, you can relax, you can chill, kick your feet up, sip on something, and enjoy some cultural news, hip hop culture, our culture, period. 3 times a week. Coffee Talk Podcast. But let me know what your thoughts are on that question. In 1861, did Frederick Douglass consider colonizing African Americans in Haiti or Dominican Republic? I don't. It's thrown me for a loop. I didn't know Frederick Douglass would have that type of power. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm thinking about it a little bit too deep. I don't know. But the answer was Haiti. And it was because Douglass feared Lincoln would not aid in the abolition of slavery. So, whatever. Get back with me on that question. You know what I mean? And let me know if I'm tripping or not. Because the colonization thing with Frederick Douglass, to me, sounds like he was colonizing all the black people. But are you using colonization in a way of meaning to keep them from danger, or colonization as in to mean entrapment, slavery, or whatnot? You go ahead and leave the comments. Let me know. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, I would like to go ahead and end our show. And I'd like to just say thank you, man, for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, keeping it fresh and vibrant as we continue to grow. We're going to continue to get liver. You know what I mean? But thank you for just being a part of the family, being a part of the team, supporting the show. And hey, I just need y'all to hit like sometime. I know y'all might not be like people or whatnot, but hit like because it helps with the algorithm so that you can see more shows, videos, and we can get more guests out here for you that we want to bring to you, because this is all about y'all, man. It's all about y'all. So until next time, I'm going to hit you with the universal peace sign. You know who it is. Mashum Saba M. Saba. And this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And I'll see you soon. Peace.